Good morning, everyone. As you know, last night, Leader Schumer and I had a very productive meeting with President Trump, where we agreed to a plan to work out an agreement to protect our nation's dreamers from deportation. We insisted that the bipartisan DREAM Act, the one introduced by Congresswoman Lucille Roybal Allard, would be the basis for the protection, and that we would review border security measures that do not include building a wall as we go forward.
You were actually there last night. Regarding
it was interpreted by some that we had a deal on the bill, but that wasn't on the package. That wasn't the case. We had an agreement to move forward, in our view, with the DREAM Act as the basis for how we protect the dreamers, and for further discussions on what provisions relating to the border might be in an accompanying bill or whatever as we go forward. So I trust the President in that regard. I believe that we've had enough conversation with the President, with enough reiteration of his commitment to protect the dreamers. In fact, publicly, you saw his statements today that it wouldn't be wise to send these young people back. Yes, I think we have the votes, so it's a question. I have no question that if we put the bill on the floor, it would win. And for these and other reasons, I believe that the President, because of conviction, but because of reality, is there for the dreamers.
You guys are to the side? That's kind of weird. There is no agreement. The President and the Chief of Staff called me from Air Force One today to discuss what was discussed. And it was a discussion, not an agreement or a negotiation. Let me say a couple of things. And I'll say the same thing I've been saying for weeks. And the President and I have been talking about this for weeks. You cannot fix DACA without fixing the root cause of our problem. We do not have control of our borders. So we need border security and enforcement as part of any agreement. I think that's something the Democrats are beginning to understand. I think that's something that they're beginning to agree with. But we have not begun negotiations. What we're doing is talking with ourselves here in our majority to make sure that we are all on the same page ourselves before we proceed on all of these things. And it's right and proper that the President talks with the other party. These were discussions, not negotiations. There isn't an agreement.
Thinking that the DREAM Act was the baseline.
So what we're going to do is get our consensus, and we're having the conversations with our members right now while we negotiate a compromise, which there will be a compromise. We believe this will occur. And this compromise will include border security and enforcement so that we don't wind up with another DACA problem 10 years down the road. Thanks for all the appropriation questions, too.